So what you want to consider is that once the picture's up and positioned on the top of your page to your liking, and your article's up and it flows nicely and you're really happy with it, you want to try and get some social engagement. So it's a way of getting traffic from social media platforms. So you can share your post on your related social media pages using the social sharing function. You can ask your friends, families, colleagues, clients, ask them to share their content if they feel it's relevant. And what that's going to do is drive social traffic back to your website. And again, Google's going to say, wow, there's social traffic coming. This must be interesting to your target audience. So we'll rank you higher, or we'll take that into consideration. So share your post on all related social media channels, or your article. And then what you would also like is if you can encourage your community to engage with and share more of the content that you create on a regular basis, social's going to see that, Google's going to see that social credibility, and it's going to help your website rank in relation to your content that you've created. The next section on search engine optimization is all about backlinks. And for those of you who are not sure or haven't heard the term backlinks are websites and links on websites that link back to your website. So there might be a website that has an article or a piece of content that references you or your website or your business or your product. And in there they have hyperlinked it. We learned about hyperlinks in the last section. They hyperlink that back to your website. So these can be in the form of blogs that reference the page. These can be in the form of social media shares, so that's a backlink. This can be in the form of descriptions or external resources that link back to your page that come from any external source, driving traffic back to your website. So Google looks at these backlinks to determine if the page has enough reference to rank the page. So it's looking for the relevance, and it's looking for which websites are referring to or linking back to your site, and is that relevant and is that valuable to give you that credibility. And what we're effectively trying to achieve here is what we call domain authority. The more backlinks you have that are relevant, the more authority your domain, your URL, will have in relation to your website and your content. And that's why this is something that takes time to grow, because it's not something that can just be achieved overnight. And this is one of the areas where when people are using black hat techniques and they're trying to game Google, they'll get lots of backlinks, lots of high traffic websites sending traffic to your website. And that's where Google says after a moment, oh gee, this site is not right, that's irrelevant. And that's where the penalization can occur. So we're going to talk about now how we optimize backlinks and helping you understand how you can benefit from using backlinks in your search engine optimization strategy and what those best practices are. So the first thing is there are backlink providers, and what you want to consider is that trying to do backlinks can take a lot of time, and a lot of high quality backlinks will take time because you can't just get them. There are, however, backlink providers, and so doing backlinks by hand, because they can take time, you can get a trusted backlink provider to help with the process. So there's a few trusted backlink providers out there, and depending on the amount of money, you can actually pay to find a provider that will give your website multiple higher end or good quality backlinks that will give you, your website and your content, better ranking strength. So there's nothing wrong with using them. One of the ones that we use and we know that can work quite well is called the Hoth. The Hoth is probably the most commonly used backlink provider in the world that offers backlinks for various prices, and you can pay for that. We spoke about domain authority and the way in which backlinks will help with domain authority. So how it helps with domain authority is that it creates layers of references. So it's telling Google that there are multiple sources that feel your content is very relevant. Each tier of those references link back to one another. So it creates a multiple reference points. And you could imagine it's almost like a pyramid that cascades down, as the higher quality backlinks referencing your page will be a direct reference. And as each tier backlinks to your site, it references itself. So ideally, it creates a stronger reference and helps build the credibility of the final referring backlink. So it's like a stack of links that build your credibility right to the main backlink. That's how you get the domain authority. The next part is what we call backlink totals. So before Google updated their algorithm, which used to be the more backlinks, the better, Google started working towards, just this year, in less is more, or quality over quantity. So if the quality of the backlinks is high, it's going to give you more value and greater authority. So what you want to try to do is generate backlinks, quality backlinks that are in your country or in your location, if that's relevant to what you want to be ranked for and where you want to be ranked for. So that's going to help with your rankings. The next thing you can do is also try and generate media or generate press on media sites. Those media sites should then, by default, by you giving them content, they will link back to your website. So you can actually write articles that you don't put on your website. You can give those articles, that content, to media sites, which have links back to your website as a reference point, which, because those websites have high authority and lots of traffic, it's going to improve your credibility in your ranking as a website. The next part of SEO is citations. So what are citations? Citations are any place online that reference your full address, so your business address. Google will use your Google My Business listing as the main reference when determining the citation or the location around the internet. So make sure you have a Google My Business page. Make sure you have all your details filled out properly, so that Google, first of all, Google needs to know who you are and where you're located with your physical location if you have one. What you then want to consider is that the second most valuable citation you can obtain for your website presence would be Facebook, because Facebook is such a high ranking domain, high traffic domain. Make sure your social location on Facebook is also listed. And then, of course, any other website, anywhere else that has your address, your listing, the name of your business, is going to help form a citation to drive locally based traffic back to your business, depending on what's most relevant. So what's the purpose of citation optimization? So we're going to show you how to leverage or use your online citations based on industry standards to help grow your local rankings. The first thing we want to do is find the right citations. So use social media, as we mentioned, to create high-level citations. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest. There are a few of the ones that allow you to put your company's address. Use that to drive a link back and drive that address and that relevance to your business. The next is add the exact address from your Google list in the exact same format. So make sure that you write your addresses exactly the same. You don't want any variance in the way your address is written. And lastly, any abbreviations need to read the same. So if you abbreviate the word street or the word avenue, you want to make sure that that's the same on all of your listings. They're the main citations. Now we want to talk about the additional citations. So the next step are directories. Directories are a very powerful way of driving local citations. So, for example, in the States, there's Craigslist, there's Yelp, there's Foursquare. All of those citations that are available through directories will also help. In Australia, there's the likes of Gumtree, very similar to Craigslist. If you can use those directory websites, those true locals, those yellow pages, the white pages, and put free listings on those, that's going to also help with local-based citation. And especially the likes of the review sites as well. If your business is subject to reviews, use those, and that's also going to really help. So hopefully that helps make sense of how using directories, niche directories, and big public directories will help with your citations. One thing to keep in mind is that there are different types of sites that require different types of citations. So some citations require using descriptions and pictures. They're really valuable. Use them. Use images of your business. Use citations of your business. Oh, sorry, of descriptions of your business. Make sure that the description is the SEO is optimized locally. So make sure that what you write about your company is relevant to the location. And also make sure that the picture is relevant to your location, and also the picture, you can also, the picture title, the picture file name, make sure that's relevant to your business and the location. There are also paid citations, and that's the next part of citations. So you can actually go and get paid rankings, so paid citations on those directory sites where they give you more than a free listing, and they might give you a profile, a company profile, or a product or service showcase or product or service profile. You can use Yext has exclusive citation access. So Yext is a tool that you can use for that to achieve your citation access. And what you want to be careful though is that using a number of paid directories can add up. So just watch the budget there. Try to find the ones that are most relevant, that rank well organically, because they're the ones that are going to show your listing. And then that's going to help determine whether you keep investing in more listings, whether you go free or whether you go paid. So hopefully that helps make sense of how to use citations.